So who has
Absolutely.
something good and new to report before we get started?
Good and new. Well, Linda just reported. Linda, do you want to say what you said again so that those that just joined us can hear you?
Yeah, I just wanted to say thank you to Dr. Gloria for the recipe for the face cream. I made some yesterday. I was even able to get the unscented goat milk cream, and it doesn't take very much at all, just a little tiny bit on my hand, maybe a pea size, if that.
Right.
I started around my eyes and then the side of my mouth, and I love it.
You love it.
Nice.
Great. Thank you for reporting that. Just make sure you dip your hands in a little water when you do that, because it goes, you can actually use one jar after you mix it for about a year if you use it every day. Yeah. Mine lasts 10 or 11 months, and I put some on every morning and every night before I go to bed.
So you mix it with water, because I've never done that. Like wearing it in the morning.
You mix it in water with your hand. Wet your hand. Put, like she said, a pea size or a little bit more, depending how dry you are. You go down the neck. You wet your hand. You put it in there, and you put it on your face. Wet your hand again, and the water helps it to absorb.
Oh, I don't think
you don't use as much.
That. Okay. Anybody else miss that important memo besides me?
Like you?
I've made it 3 times, and I've only known you for a year, and it's hard to wear during the daytime because my powder doesn't go on well. So I usually put it on only at nighttime, but now I'll try your water trick and see.
Right.
Good. Linda, LC.
All right, I have a show and tell. Dr. Gloria, what is this?
I can't see.
What is it?
Looks like thyme.
It's thyme.
Yes. Okay. Wow. I couldn't see it. Now I can.
I actually found organic thyme, and where I live, it should grow really well outside. So I've still got to get it outside.
And it makes a beautiful evergreen bush in most areas.
Really good.
It grows. You just shape it. You can make a little hedge. It's great.
And then
you know what else you can do is it grows really long. So if you're making a flower arrangement, you can take some of those long pieces and tendril them out.
I haven't done that. That's a great idea. One other thing too, I think we have conversations going on here. One other thing is if you have time and you're in an area, like sometimes in North Idaho when I had my farm, it would die off in the winter. It always comes back. Chop it up, dry it, chop it up. You don't even have to dry it actually, and put it in ice cubes. Put it with olive oil or avocado oil in an ice cube, and you can even make a mixture with, rosemary, thyme, whatever else you're using, like for a poultry seasoning, and freeze it. So when you want it, you dump the ice cube in the pan, and you've got your herbs all together. It's really a nice way to. I don't have a big enough freezer to do it here, but I did it when I had, 2 big uprights. So thank you, Linda, LC. That's great.
And then I do the sprouts every week, and
that's so funny.
They're ready now.
Yep, that's exactly what I do.
Throw them on my salad. When I have like a wrap or something, I put them on there, and I think they're great. And I was at the farmer's market, and they were selling these. I guess, is this the same as the micro?
Yes, microgreens.
Okay.
Yeah.
They were selling like a little tiny little thing for like $5.
That's right. I just sent Tracee the link.
This is 1.5 tablespoons of sprouts.
Right. And I just sent that exact link to Tracee, because that's what I do. Being in an apartment, you don't have a choice, because I can't grow anything outside. So I use microgreens, which is sprouting, and something else that I'll share with you later if we have time. But thank you. That's great. And you know how healthy that is, because you're getting the entire nutrient of the plant. So without a garden, you can still garden on your kitchen counter.
Thanks, Linda. Okay, Pammy, and then Lori, and then we'll get started.
I had a dentist appointment yesterday, and I've been making your toothpaste, and usually I go for 3 months, and then we went on vacation and I didn't bring it with me, and I noticed a difference and couldn't wait to get home to start using it again. And when I went to the dentist yesterday, he said that my mouth, my teeth, everything was like amazing, and that I don't have to come back for 6 months, which is normally 3 months. And he goes, your teeth are like really in good shape. So that was the first time he's ever said anything like that. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Wow.
What did you
Which
put in it?
recipe?
Yeah,
Yeah,
which
which
recipe?
for?
I did the one with the coconut oil, the baking soda, I used the real salt and clove oil.
Good.
And I love it. My teeth feel so good. I actually could brush my teeth like 3 or 4 times a day because I just like how it feels. And
That's
the last night
great.
at a meeting, I was telling people, they're all like, make me some, make me some. So,
That's great. Thanks, Pammy,
Awesome.
for sharing that.
Okay, Lori, you're up.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, I just have a question about the lotion that we're making. I ordered it and I forgot to hit submit and I didn't get any of the ingredients. I go, what happened to Amazon? I forgot to hit submit. Oh my gosh. Anyway, never mind. I haven't made it yet, but I'm excited about it. And I was wondering if you can use it for full body because
Yes.
for body lotion.
You can use it for full body and you can use it on babies. It's amazing. I always gave a jar away for baby showers. Anybody in my family or friends that were expecting and they'd have a shower, make a big basket of organic products. You just don't put the essential oils in when you use it for baby. But otherwise, it's an entire body lotion. Yeah, it's an entire body lotion.
Okay,
Yep.
thank
you. Mhm.
You know, one thing about body lotion that I would like to add is that it's best to put it on when you're in the shower. So I keep my body lotion in the shower and then I towel dry off just quickly, very quickly.
Mhm.
And then while those pores are still open, you put the lotion on and then it actually really absorbs deeply. So I used to have that keratosis stuff that is really common for Mediterranean people because I'm Italian, and I can't remember what exactly, but it's this keratosis. It almost looks like little whiteheads on the back of your arms. And all I did to get rid of it was to do the lotion in the shower trick. So I highly recommend it, and it will absorb better.
Well, Tracee, just like you just said, it absorbs better when your skin is wet. That's the whole concept of wetting your fingers for the cream on your face or on your body. Okay, same principle. Yeah.
All right,
Okay,
let's
great.
get started. So I've lost track. I want to guess today is WoW number 30. So welcome everyone. Thank you so much for coming. And most off, thank you for putting yourself as a priority in this life, because you are very important in the journey that the world is going on right here, right now. And you came here for this. So by building on yourself and being healthier and being stronger and having more zest for life, your energy and your message is touching others, whether you realize it or not. You know, everything is frequency. And when you go into the grocery store and you are lit up and you are on fire for living, guess what you do to those around you? You pass that same frequency on to them. And they don't even know, but they're going to go home feeling better because of you. So applaud yourself, hug yourself, love yourself, and thank yourself for adding to this world around us. It's so, so important. So I just want to kick off with that. And today we had a completely different schedule that was going to happen. And then we got this great inspiration yesterday. And so we are going to talk about homesteading, growing, preserving, all things like that with food. And Ruby actually was going to be my co-presenter with this because she was raised that way. She's lived that way all her life, which is so cool, right? And so, and I am new at this. I've lived on a farm for over 20 years, but I all of a sudden am inspired to be back in the kitchen. So we're kind of going to riff, and then we want to hear from you. So if we run out of time, which we might, then we will do part 2 next week. Okay. So if you don't get to share, please know that we'll just go ahead and do part 2. I will move the speaker, which is scheduled for next week, which is Darlene. I'll just move her, and she'll understand. So it'll all be good. Right? Sound good?
Right.
So since we already did our
Absolutely.
share prior to the call, I'll go ahead and cut and paste it into here for the recording for those who were unable to join us. But for now, let's talk with Dr. Ruby and see what she has to say. So Ruby, tell us about your childhood and where you were raised and your farm and everything.
Well, I was raised in eastern Montana, and we're out on the plains, but we're right on the edge of the Badlands. And so it's a real dry climate. And so you depend on Mother Nature for a whole lot, and you're real grateful to have an extra well for your garden. So we always
Yeah.
had a huge garden down on the other side of the barnyard with its own well. And we had beautiful gardens in there. We had gooseberries that us kids would pick and take to the, well, supermarket now, but it was our little hometown grocery store. And he'd give us a few pennies for gooseberries and currants and things like that. But we grew everything we ate because, I mean, sure, we could go get flour and sugar and things like that, but you didn't go get canned goods. We just did our own. So we canned all of our vegetables. And then in the fall, Mom would bring in all of our fruit. We'd have great big, cases of fruit. And she'd allow us kids to eat as much fruit as we wanted fresh. And then we'd can the rest. And same with our meat. We raised it all, butchered it all, cut it up. We did everything.
So did you have fruit trees on the ranch?
We did. We had some apple. That was about it though. Dad, he was a great, he always liked to do stuff like grafting. So he would showed us kids how to graft our apple tree. So if he liked an apple, then he would take it and graft it. And he did really well with that. He also had honeybees. That kind of went away when we got a little bit more kids on the farm, but he did have his honeybees. And he also hunted out of the airplane. We always had 2 planes on the ranch. And so when it got real cold, I'd go out and sneak a couple of coyote skins and line the foot of our bed. So that was kind of nice on the toes.
Wow.
I'd sneak those out of Dad's chest. He knew it. He knew. He didn't care. With our feather beds, there was no heat upstairs. All we had was registers that the heat would come up from the furnace. Yeah. So it got pretty chilly up there.
So were those the type of furnaces that were like tall and up against the wall?
No, these
No.
were, we had what they call a coal stoker, and we'd have coal hauled in and put in the coal bin, and then you'd have to go down and shovel. We had a big old stoker is what they call it, and you'd fill the stoker and it would feed it into the furnace to burn. And so it was a flat plate on the grate on the floor. And that heated the house. Yep.
So did you guys have indoor plumbing? Did you have a toilet or an outhouse?
Both, because if you're plumbing, well, hey, when it's 40, 50 below out and your water freezes, you're trekking out to the outhouse in the winter. So that only happened just a few times. We were thankful. But we'd bring our little animals in, the calves, and we'd warm them up downstairs around the stoker bin. You know, we'd make little pods for them to go in to keep them from dying.
Oh, wow. So how many calves would you have in at one time?
Yeah.
What's that?
How many calves would you have in the downstairs like at one time?
I've seen about 4 or 5. You know, if they got born out in the blizzard, why, you'd have to bring them in and warm them up because they just can't. They can't do it. They're too little.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then Dad would take them back down and they'd be fine once you got them dried off. They're tough little boogers. Once you get them dried off, why, they're pretty tough. A lot tougher than me.
That's
But
cool.
yeah, we did that's how we lived. I mean, and we go out hunting, the boys and dad would go out hunting deer and antelope to supplement the pork and chicken and beef. Because there was 5 kids and mom and dad. So we ate a lot.
I eat a lot. So,
You know, we'd go out and pick berries, you know, the choke cherries. We'd go out and pick the choke cherries in the wild, and we had currants, and that's what we made our jelly. We had apples. So we had currant jelly, apple jelly. Then mom would spoil us in this fall and get that Concord grapes. Oh, I still do that. I still make my Concord grapes. I finally found a organic farmer out in Washington that brings it in to this organic. It's they bring it in by the truckloads, and we're memberships, you know, to it. But yeah.
so what practices did you take and bring forward to now? So what type of homesteading practices do you currently do?
I've always made sure that whatever else is going on in the world, it doesn't affect us too much. I mean, it's going to more now with our electricity, but we've went 23, 26 hours without electricity. You know, I've got a electric stove, you know, cook stove that you know, you could heat with if you had to, but yeah, with food, I have 4 upright freezers, and so I got plenty of meat, and I'd make my own jelly still because I just can't give it up. I love that smell so much when you're cooking the berries, and I have my choke cherry trees in the backyard, and I have places where I can get my organic berries, strawberries and blackberries and raspberries, and I do a freezer jam with them every year. And I don't know, I just can't get it out of my system. But I do this. This is what I do. I bring in like, oh, I think I brought in 40, or was it 60? Could have been 60 pounds of Concord grapes. And then I juice them down. I have a Swiss juicer steamer, and that's what I do. I steam all my berries down and make the juice, and then I freeze it. So I can do it later in the fall when it gets a little colder and I'm not so busy outside.
Oh,
You know, I want to get back into a ranch situation where I like my chickens. If I get to hear your chickens on the phone, you know how crazy I go with that. And Christine's little baby chicks, I just go, please put the phone down so I can
they're
hear
so cute.
But, you know, you miss that stuff because you grew up with it.
Yeah.
So I don't
Are
can like
you?
I used to because it's just Toby and I, you know. But the
Mhm.
kids, they hound all the time for the jellies. And my older brother, he has to have his grape jelly with his steak. So you know how that goes. You're always shipping it here and there.
So are you fermenting stuff from your garden? Because I remember we had a conversation a while back about it.
We used to. We have the big 50 gallon crocks that mom would make sauerkraut in. I'd like to get more into it, just on a smaller scale. But we did the great big 50 gallon crocks, and
Oh
I
my
like,
gosh.
yeah, and so
How
it was
big is that? Like if you were to like hold your arms out,
like
like,
yeah, like this 50 gallon, yeah. And then we do, of course, we did our own butter because we milked, you know, too, and we churned our own butter, and I really miss that. Boy, mm, nothing like that homemade butter, but I
I
get the best
found,
I can get.
so about 5 minutes from me, there is a dairy that has Jersey cows that sell raw dairy. And they have butter, cheese, cream. You guys, that cream is so honkin' thick. It's like you could put like a knife in it and it would like stand up straight.
And
It's
that's
so
the
thick.
kind you want. Yes.
Oh yeah. It's so amazing.
Put it on pancakes with a little sugar. That's what my dad used to do with mom's homemade pancakes. That's how he ate his pancakes, with cream and sugar.
I put the cream in my coffee and It's unbelievable. I also made some creme brulee without sugar.
Oh,
So
yeah.
that was really good. But now that I know that that dairy's there, I'm really happy because that's what I'm going to be focusing on. So
That
some of
was
the,
one of the biggest sins, as far as I'm concerned, that was perpetrated on the people, was taking away their raw dairy. Yeah,
yeah. Well,
that
it
was
kills
bad.
all the good stuff. And that's why I think people can't eat dairy because it kills the enzymes that you need to digest it. So if any of you
Yep.
all have access or can find access to raw dairy near you, perhaps your farmer's market, like our guy down the street, he goes and sells it in other cities at their farmers markets. So I do highly recommend it. So it's good stuff. And I do have chickens. I have gosh, all of a sudden everything's lighting up on my computer. I have 8 chickens and I eat eggs every day. Okay. Usually 3 eggs every day. And I'm 58 and people are like, oh, your cholesterol is going to go too high. And if you guys believe that,
Nope.
we need to talk.
Yes.
Um,
Yes, we do.
yeah.
We
So
we would get like 250 to right around 250, 275 chickens every year.
what?
Oh yeah, and then we grow them up and keep some for laying hens, and we'd butcher the rest out.
Oh yeah, I can't do that.
I'm just saying, we butcher pigs and cattle. That's how we did it. You get real good at skinning and doing the whole thing. I mean, you just learned how to do it.
Yeah, that's good for those people. I mean, I'm not vegan and I would never be. I love my meat, but
Yeah.
I could never hurt one of my pets.
Well,
So
it's getting harder the older I get, because I don't know. I understand how it works in the universe and how this all works, but we're still eating our meat.
well, okay, so confession. I had to tap out on that carnivore diet. I lasted a week, but it wasn't about like the whole animal thing because I still eat my protein, but I love salad. Like that's what I was craving. And so I just missed it. And it's like I used to have a show called Salad and Wine. And I would do like a different salad and pair it with a wine, go to different wineries, it was really fun. But anyway, I have to eat things that my body thrives on and that I love. But I did try it. I tried it for a week, but I knew that that was just going to create red flags for me because I want my veggies. And so anyway, so some of the things that I do at home that I started doing just within the last few years is I can. So, okay, Dr. Gloria, plug your ears. So my husband likes to grow a lot of stuff. He just likes to plant stuff and grow it, and he doesn't eat a lot of it. So I love our tomatoes in the garden, and I make salsa. And then for Loved Ones Society, we have all these international groups. And so I went into the Italian group and I said, hey, who has a good recipe for tomato sauce, like authentic tomato sauce? And so Diego sent me a recipe for authentic tomato sauce, which I will make a note to share with y'all. Okay. For those of you who can tolerate tomatoes. And,
I
but
still make mine. I still make my tomato soup out of the fresh tomato. Oh yeah. Tomato bisque basil soup. It's lovely. And you freeze it, take a pack out, boom, there you got your wonderful tomato sauce or tomato soup.
Well, with soups going, here's another thing. So I have a great mother-in-law. She's 89 years old and you would never know it. And she makes a zucchini soup that has like very little ingredients. It has walnuts and zucchini and chicken broth and butter. I think that's about it. So I will share her soup. So here's what I do. I have tons of zucchini. Okay. And I love using zucchini in recipes. I make zucchini refried beans. I did a hug on those where I shared my recipe for that, which is amazing. It tastes like refried beans, but it's just zucchini, bacon, onions, and garlic, essentially. But what I do is I chop up the zucchini, I peel it, de-seed it, chop it up. So then I can whip up that zucchini soup anytime because it's super clean, super healthy, and absolutely delicious. So I'll share that one with you guys too.
That sounds delicious.
The other thing I started doing just this year is I got a dehydrator. So you know how your garden is always like zucchini is like the number one easiest thing to grow, right? So what I did was I took the mandolin and I thinly sliced it, and then I put it on the trays for the dehydrator. And then when everybody else is eating chips and dip, I have zucchini chips. I did the same thing with cucumbers. Okay. So I just slice them and dehydrate them. And the other thing I learned how to do this year was making beef jerky. So my son, he travels up and down from NorCal to Southern California all the time. And he's like, Mom, you need to figure out how to make beef jerky. It is so expensive. It's like $4 an ounce. So I went and bought at Costco, they have already thinly sliced steak. So what I did was I marinated it in different batches because there's a lot. And then I cooked it all up, or I did it in the dehydrator. It's only like 4 or 5 hours at 165. And it turned out delicious. So next time I'm going to make smaller batches because I made way too much, but that's another thing. Have you ever done any dehydrating, Ruby?
Yeah, I do. I have my dryer out all the time from about midsummer. It depends. It depends. But I dry my herbs. I always have herbs running around my yard. And I also look at what's growing wild in my yard. Like we have chamomile that grows wild here, and people just don't pay any attention to the plantain or the wonderful dandelions. Mom and I would go first in the spring as soon as they'd come up, and we would pick dandelion greens and sheep's ear. Is that what they call that?
Yeah.
Yeah, and we would have that for our first greens of the year, and make it with bacon and salt and pepper and a little, just cook it up like that, and that would be our greens. And so you're looking at, I've always looked at what's growing around me in the yard, and people just pull these as weeds, and I'm going, don't pull that weed. That's not a weed. You can live on that.
So
Like your
you know what we need to do is, okay, does anybody have an app that I know there's apps, I've seen them out there, but I don't have one that you can take and identify plants so that we can discover what is growing in our yards or around, our neighborhood or at our parks.
Yeah, purslane. That's another one. They pull that up. Purslane. That's another. Purslane. P-U-R or purslane. I think it's P-U-R-S-L-A-N-E. I think it is, but it's juicy when it's a lovely weed, but it's food. Yeah.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, I'd like to. That would be fun.
I love that idea.
I
Okay,
do.
so there's
And like your herbs, dehydrating them. Oh my gosh, I put everything in there. Apples and bananas. You slice those up and put them in your dehydrator, and they're wonderful snacks.
You know what else is really good, you guys? So you know how you use lemon a lot for juicing for your lemon waters and different recipes? One thing I did is have the rinds, and you save the lemon rinds, okay? That is where the power punch of nutrients is in the skin of the lemon, the half that's left over after you juice it. So what I did was I put it through my food processor, and then I dehydrated it, and it's like little teeny bits, and then I put it back in the dehydrator, so it's very, very fine. and it is unbelievable. And it's so good for you, but you can put it on a salad or on anything that you're eating. And you would never take a bite of a lemon skin regular, right? Because it tastes bitter. But after you do this and dehydrate it, it doesn't taste bitter anymore.
Yeah, and you can put it in your lemon cakes too. A little bit of that, and it's just like, ah, it's lovely.
Well, some of us don't eat cake or jam or
understand.
sugar. So, but if
understand.
you can put it on things that are savory and
Mhm.
add so much added flavor and nutrients to it. So, I mean, lemon cake, here's the thing. I love lemon. When I was a little kid, our neighbor had a Meyer lemon tree, and I would just go and suck on lemons all the time. My mom would say, Tracee, the dentist said that's hurting your teeth. And so she made me stop. But, after a while, I couldn't wait anymore. Well, I would get a rash on my chin. And my mom would be like, are you sucking on lemons again? No. And of course, she's like, then why do you have that rash there? So,
We do a lemon angel food scratch. So we really, it's not so sugary type thing, but
yeah. Well, I'm experimenting with recipes right now because Cynthia wanted me to do this. So once a week on the hug videos on Monday, it's going to be a recipe. And it's going to be one of the recipes that I eat every day, like something that I'm eating frequently. So it starts off, the first one is my egg white wrap, which is something that I bought, but they're really expensive and they have natural flavors, which we know we need to avoid. So now my recipe just has 3 ingredients, which is just egg whites, which I'm going to try making them with whole eggs next. Xanthan gum and salt. That's it. So, and they hold together so that you can make like a taco or a burrito with it. And it's unbelievably delicious.
here's another one too. Is a rice flour pancake. We've been using and doing those, and gee, you can do whatever you want with those. A little bit of lemon or whatever, and it's gluten free. But
Oh,
they're delicious. They're so fluffy, and I was shocked. But yeah, there's so
that's
much you can do. So much good food.
so some other things that I started doing just recently, you guys, is because of the dairy,
Mhm.
I am making kefir, and it is turning out really great. So now instead of adding milk to something to make it creamier, I just add the kefir. Gloria has a great thing for sprouts, and I'll let her share that in a minute, but she got me into these sprout trays that I like them better than my old trays I was using. These are just amazing. And I got a cheese making kit, which I haven't started yet. I'm also doing kombucha myself. So I bought Cultures for Life, I think is the one that you told me about, Gloria. And so they have the kombucha kit. I bought that. And so I am doing all of that. So this property we live on is 5 acres, and it has 90 fruit trees. We have berry bushes, so we're putting them up on vines. We have 8 chickens. I have an herb garden, and then my husband has his big old garden. So my goal this year is to just keep adding more and more and more practices that I'm using our own food, and then I supplement with the farmer's market. So the goal here next is after I clear out my freezer from because I was stocking up, you know how they tell us to stock up so we have 10 days of food for us and our neighbors.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to go through all of the stuff that I've been saving in the freezer, and then I'm going to buy like a quarter of a cow or something like that, or a half of a cow to replace what I've used. So anything you want to add to that, Ruby?
Well, the more you can, to me, when I go into a grocery store, I shop around the outside. I don't go in the middle because that's where your fruits and vegetables and meat and everything else is. But if you can't read it if you can't grow what's on your ingredient list, then don't eat it. You know what I mean? Because if you don't know the names, that's not going to come out of your garden. And so, I don't know, that's where I am. I'm pretty moderate on how I eat, seasonal and how I eat. You know, and everybody's different. We all grew up different, and I try to do as best as I can to keep us in a healthy place with our food. And the cleaner you get, the better it tastes, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, it's funny you said that. I grew up, you guys. Okay, so I'm just gonna be all confessional here because I'm pretty transparent anyway. So I grew up on SpaghettiOs and meatballs and canned raviolis and peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. And like my mom did, you know, the TV trade dinners or whatever they're called. And I grew up on kid cuisine, I call it. And so when my kids were little, they got kid cuisine, Tony's pizza, mac and cheese, corn dogs, all that garbage. And then in 2007, I started studying nutrition. I'm like, oh my gosh, what have I done? And so I had to totally change everything with the kids, with the whole family. And am I perfect? No, but I am very passionate. And most of the time, probably 95% of the time, I eat whole foods, very, very clean. But what I always say is you don't know what you don't know.
That's right.
So when you do learn, when you do know and you choose to not follow, then that's when you find yourself in trouble because now you're making a conscious choice to put stuff in your body. So a thing that I think is really a good habit is asking yourself, is this going to hurt me or help me? And if your answer is, well, it's not going to help me really, and it's, you know, it's like you're floating the line there, then ask yourself if it's worth it. So, because your inner guidance system is going to know what is best for you, because what is best for you might not be best for me, and vice versa. So, you just want to kind of go within and ask your higher self, ask your inner spirit, what will feed your health and what will support your journey today. And that could be different than yesterday or tomorrow. So, each day is different. Right?
Yeah, I mean, you know, when we lived out on the farm and was ranching, you're active all day long. So you could burn off so much more than we can now. I mean, from the time you got up, you were rolling, man. You were just rolling. Whether you were moving cows or out in the field or whatever, you know, you were busy all the time. We weren't sitting. We never even had TV until, I don't know, maybe I was 8. I don't know.
Wow.
You
I
know,
love
so
that.
it's a different lifestyle, you know, and I have to get out of this chair because we're in the Zoom chairs a lot. So
Yeah.
you have to make up for a lot of this stuff when you're sitting. And then when, you know, we'll talk about this maybe next week, but with our gardening, you know, we went from having a big garden to containers because after my cancer in my leg, I had a hard time getting down. I can get down and back up, but it's, you know, so that's another day's thought. But you can grow anything in anything anywhere.
That's a good point. You guys, that's a really good point. So many people don't have the space to grow, okay? It's hard. You just don't, like, maybe you're in a small apartment or, you know, a small plot of land or a condo or something and you don't have space to grow. So one of the things that they have out there is called tower gardens. And I wanted to get one for the winter also just because I love salad and lettuce. And I thought, well, that would be an easy way to grow lettuce. So if you guys just search up tower garden, you'll see that they are self-contained growing systems. Now, some of you live in a place that doesn't even have good light. So then you would want to get one that has light that goes with it. And because they have they're all self-contained watering, I believe, so that they flow and they water themselves. But then some of them have light. So like if you say my son lives in New York City, he has a small apartment and it's fairly dark and they have like one real window. Isn't that horrible? So, you know, he might need the light that goes with it if he wanted to grow. Now, fortunately, where he lives in the East Village, they have a farmer's market like 3 or 4 days a week. So he's like, I'm fine. He just goes to the market to get his stuff. But that is an option for those of you who would like to check it out. Just look up Tower Garden, and that would help you. And then Dr. Gloria she lives in an apartment right now too. And she has some really cool like gadgets that she's found, and some she has shared with me already. Dr. Gloria, do you want to talk about those?
Yeah, I mean, coming from a 44-acre farm, organic farm, to an apartment is kind of a shock, to say the least. They don't even let us grow anything in the balcony. Can you believe it? It's against rules. So the two things that I do to compensate, yeah, you can have plants, but you can't grow food because they say it attracts different birds. Don't ask. So I tried that and it doesn't work. So what I do is I ferment a lot of things, and I also sprout, which I've shared with Tracee. Sprouting is so simple. So one of you had the jar that you showed us right when we started on the call. Was it Linda? Yes, Linda LC has the jar that I have. I couldn't get it because I packed it and I can't get to it. But show them the lid, Linda. Turn it so they can see the mesh. See, it's a stainless steel mesh. It has little legs. Tracee has the link for the exact ones that I have on Amazon. You put them in a wide mouth jar. You buy your seeds. You put 2 tablespoons in the jar, and they come with a little stand so that they're inclined, so the water comes down and it doesn't get moldy. And in 4 or 5 days, depending on the temperature, because if you just sit them on something without those little feet, they get moldy. But with these new little lids that are plastic with stainless steel, or you can get them all stainless steel, but that's really not necessary. It's not touching the food. It's a little rack. And like I said, I don't know if you have the rack, Linda, but I sent Tracee the link, and they're not expensive on Amazon, and they're at an incline. So it's got a little tray and it just drips. The water just drips down there. And every morning I put it under my purified water, shake it up real good to get those sprouts going. I rinse it in the sink, just not rinse it because that water isn't purified, but I drain it in the sink and put it back in the little container. In 4 or 5 days, I have a sprout of everything. I just did some radish sprouts and they're amazing. You can do all the you can buy all the organic seeds for sprouting on Amazon, and you get more of a nutrition from sprouting than you will anything else because you've got 100% of the nutrients. And for fermenting, here's the kit, and Tracee has all the links. I don't know if you can see it. Can you see the kit? I don't know if you can see it. Tell me if you can see it.
I can do a screen share if you want, and then they can see.
Can you?
Oh, that'd be great.
What do you want me to share first?
I want to show the screen, the fermenting kit, because it's so simple and people get intimidated, like to make pickles and sauerkraut, and I make red cabbage and all kinds of stuff, green beans and carrots and.
Okay.
Oh, there it is. Okay. So let me talk about that. This kit is from Amazon. There's several of them, but I like this one because it's so simple. See the little pump? That little pump is what takes the air out. So the special lids have a little nipple, and you just put in whatever you're going to ferment, whether it's chili peppers or, fermented tomatoes or green beans or whatever you happen to have or want. You put the lid on, you pump it with that little thing, and you're done. You literally are done because your fermentation is finished. And the lids that I have, and I think these are too, mine's a little different. They don't make the kit I have now anymore. I looked this morning, but mine even has a little dial on the lid so that you can dial the date that you did it. Whoops. So that you know exactly how old they are.
I just added it to my cart.
I know. Oh, okay. So the one secret in fermenting, can you go back to what you just did? Because it showed the wooden mallet that doesn't come with every kit, and they're really cheap, Tracee. If you just go back to what you just did.
I'm trying.
There's a wooden mallet that is like, it's not, you can't use like I used to have to use the wooden handle of a hammer that I would sterilize, but now they make the little wooden mallets. What you have to do is smash everything down and get as much air out as you can. Then you put in your fermentation. Like it literally takes, you know, salt and water. I mean, that's all
maybe
you do.
you saw it
If you-
over here when I had it in the kit or the cart or something, like things people bought with it.
Maybe just when you went back, it was a little mallet. It's not in there, is it? No.
Said
And so
fermenting.
the other thing is if you're making pickles or you're, you know, like we like green beans with wooden mallet for fermenting. Yeah, they'll show it. This is great because then you can actually see it. See the bottom is flat. That little one on the left there. And so it smashes everything down, gets your air out, and then you add all your spices. So if you want some peppercorns, which we love, and you want a little bit of parsley and you want some dill, like I love dill in the pickles, you have a kit that does it for you. You don't have to be boiling and doing all the other stuff that you would have to do in the old fermentation type processes. See, yeah, go down a little bit more again, Tracee. You just showed one down there. See on the left? That shows you up close what it looks like. So that's a fermentation mallet, okay?
Cool.
Or again, they call it a pickle stick. But anyway, that's what I do living in an apartment. So for those of you that don't have a garden or don't
And here's
choose
the
to
other
garden,
thing
or,
you wanted to share.
okay, push it, scroll it up so we can see it. Yeah, that's
I'm
another
sorry.
vacuum sealer. It's
Oh,
a
so
little
it's the
different.
same.
It's a vacuum sealer with a pump. Yeah. But that's, you know, this doesn't have the mallet either. Some of the kits, if you want to look on Amazon, have the mallet included. Just make sure that it's got the pressure top with the pump so you can get out the air, and that's it. So I have 3 or 4 sets because when I do them, I do like a dozen at a time, and my kit only has, what does this have? This has 4. This has 4, so I do a dozen at a time. So just know that this is one of the healthiest ways to preserve your food, and you're also getting your probiotics because when you're fermenting, the vinegar and the salt and the spices become a probiotic. That's how probiotics are started. And the as far as sprouting, it's so simple. Those jars that she showed us, that Linda showed us, are amazing. But I always had trouble sprouting. I'd get mold on the bottom, then I'd end up throwing it away. Yeah, you too. So I don't get that with this new kit. And it was a patient that told me that she bought them on Amazon, and it tilts it. The excess water drains out. They keep sprouting. You rinse them under some clean water. Let it, you know, let the extra water drain out of the sink into the sink, and then put them back in their little rack. And in 4 or 5 days, I think the radishes took me a week for them to sprout. So we always have several going so that when we finish those, there's others that are coming up the ladder. So those are great ways that I've had to get us some healthy food being in an apartment until I get back on a farm. And actually mine won't be a farm, it'll be a ranch, but it'll have animals, and it'll have, because that's what I had before, goats, cattle, pigs, chickens. That's what I'm going to have. So I hope that helps you, because you don't have to be intimidated by sprouting. The seeds are easy. And Tracee, did you happen to get the seed quilt that you didn't know existed?
That's what I wanted to tell them.
Okay, I shared that with her because for those of you that just want a quick and easy thing, it's a little more expensive, but oh my God, is it easy and good. Share that with them because I love the seed quilts. In other words, the seeds are in a quilt already. You just put them in water.
Okay, here, let me share
Not
the
in
screen.
water,
I
actually.
pulled it up. So I have.
Oh, you did pull it up? Okay.
Yeah, here. This is what I ordered for my sprouts that I'm doing now because it's easier than the regular.
Much easier. Oh yeah, perfect. I love this company. Hamama. It's a weird name.
Oh, I love
Isn't that great? Look at that.
Yes.
Yeah. You look at that, and oh my gosh, the salads, and I make the big Buddha bowls and put it in sandwiches, put it in whatever you want. Look at that. You buy the plastic tray. You can also get the trays in a ceramic and in metal, I think. And see the quilt? It already comes quilted. If you want a salad green mixture, you pick which one you like. You want, red lettuce and butter lettuce and whatever. And look it, they sprout. You clip them, and you've got fresh lettuce all winter, even when you have a garden and you can't grow it. So that was something I've been doing for several years. And then Tracee and I got into a conversation, and she got them. So you're sprouting now with the quilts?
Yeah, I love that. And I just cut them with the scissors. I just love that. That
Right.
is really great. The other thing is, like Ruby said, with herbs, herbs are power packed with nutrients. So anytime that
Yes.
you can add cilantro or basil or thyme or oregano or parsley, just add them to your dishes, even if the recipe doesn't call for it, because they're power packed with nutrition.
Mhm.
So it's really good to have fresh herbs in season. My herb garden did not die this winter. It's like the oregano and the thyme and the parsley just kept growing all winter. And
Wow.
basil doesn't last, but the rest of them
No.
did.
But
So
but the basil will grow in my garden window, and I'm eating that stuff all the time.
oh, you
Yeah.
grow it
Have you
inside.
tried freezing it? Have you
Oh.
tried freezing the basil when you have it fresh outside in olive oil or avocado oil? It's wonderful.
Yeah,
Just put the
I
fresh
make different,
basil. Yeah,
yeah, different oils.
you've probably done that, Ruby, right? You've
Yeah,
probably done it.
I still
Yeah,
do.
and use it when it's fresh. Chop it up, put it in your little ice cube trays with oil that you're going to use to cook, and then just pop the ice cube into your pan, and you've got your oil and your herbs. And get creative. Make some mixtures. You know, my mixture for poultry is always, and I'm going to give you all a bunch of recipes for spice mixes, but poultry is always rosemary, thyme, and marjoram. Those are the three. So if you can combine rosemary, thyme, and marjoram, grow them in the winter, you've got it all year. And like Ruby, she's got all these upright freezers. I can relate because I had 2 or 3 uprights too, Ruby. And
Yeah,
that's the only way you can do it when you're living on a farm or a ranch and you know, use all of that. But the other thing that is concerning too is if we do have a situation without power, one of our admin just lost everything in her freezer because her freezer went out on her. It wasn't because of a power outage. So I lived on a farm that was completely self-contained. I had no power. I was completely solar powered with backup generators with propane. So I knew what it was like to live off of the grid. I did that 11 years with my farm. So it's important that you also have things that don't have to be refrigerated or frozen, as Ruby mentioned, in case something happens. And you've got to be able to have those provisions. Don't count on just your freezer because
Yep.
that may not get you through. Yeah. So
Okay,
I hope
now-
that helps. Let us know if you do any of these procedures or buy any of these, how you do with them, because it's so easy and they taste so different.
And now
Yeah.
we want to hear
Go
from
ahead,
you
Tracee.
guys. And I know that this show is going to be 2 episodes, okay? I just figured it would be after our admin call.
Yeah.
The dehydrator I have is called a Magic Mill food dehydrator. And I'm going to tell you, this is the second one I've owned. And this one I love because on my last dehydrator I had, it made my food moldy. So
Yes.
I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. So, Marian, I want to ask you, you posted in here that you dehydrate at 105.
Yeah, with Excalibur 105 for living food. That way, when you dehydrate, it retains all the nutrition of the living food. You're not
So-
losing any of the nutrition.
So any food that you dehydrate, you just do it at 105. So it might take you 2 days to get to
Yep.
where you.
Yep.
I'm going to try that.
Yeah. And I was saying the fermenting
Yep.
tricks are really good if you're in a hurry, but I just slice up cabbage. I did 2 jars this morning, cram them in a canning jar, put the lid on and shove it in the fridge. Sometimes I add caraway seed and maybe a teaspoon of honey or something. Sometimes I don't, but you don't need all that fancy stuff. I'm just saying. It's nice to have it if you're in a hurry, but you sure don't need it.
Well, okay.
Well, the
so
only
here's
reason
my-
I did it is because things got moldy when I didn't, because I'm obviously where there's a lot of humidity. So if I did that, they got moldy. Within 3 or 4 days in the refrigerator, they were moldy. This way they last,
Really?
a month without getting moldy or more.
Wow, I've
Yeah.
never had that happen.
Well, if you put it in the refrigerator, the natural fermenting process, I think, from what I've learned, is it ceases.
It
It's
slows
too
down.
cold.
Yes.
So so in
Yeah.
order to naturally ferment, you want to keep it at room temperature. So like my kombucha or my
right.
kefir grains, in order to stop them from producing kefir, I put them in the fridge. And then if I want to make more kefir, I bring them out into the room temperature. So like Ruby, me, Gloria, all of us, when we tried to do the fermenting vegetables in like room temperature, it got moldy.
Yeah.
So I had to
It's
throw it all out.
interesting. I also make bucha. My grandkids call it bucha. It's their soda pop. And if I have any left on day 10, it goes in the fridge. But usually I'm starting
Yeah.
another batch because they just drink it
Yeah,
up.
Oh, that's
So
so
when
cool.
they
they
say
love it.
bucha tata, people look at me like, what are you giving those kids?
That's so cute. Teta? Is that what they
Thank
call
you,
it?
Mary. Thank you,
They
Marianne,
call
for
me
sharing
tata.
that.
What
Teta.
nationality is that?
It's Syrian.
Oh, cool. Because we're Yugoslavian and Teta is aunt.
Ah,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, I had some hands up. I don't remember who, but I had Karina, and then I think I had the other Marianne. So
Mm.
Karina, go
Yeah, I think
ahead.
so.
Okay, hi guys. So a couple things. One is in regards to a refrigerator going out. I over Christmas purchased a solar system, which would include 2 panels and everything you need. One of the electrician guys here at work walked me through it, $1,000 pretty much. And it will keep my refrigerator running 24/7 so that I can plug it in and not lose anything. And
That's
I
a
can
great
get
idea.
you all of the information because it was 1 unit, 2 panels, and a connector. And that's all it was.
If
Wow,
you can
please
send
send
me
us
the
the
info,
link.
I'll share it, okay?
Yeah, so he did all
Yes.
and it's a regular refrigerator. It's not a big refrigerator. It's just a regular refrigerator. And with a 100% battery, with the 2 units just receiving, it will keep for 20, recycling, so it will never go out. So
And so was it an easy connection, Karina?
it's
When
pretty
you made
much,
it wasn't something complicated?
no, it was pretty much one connector in to the battery receptor,
Mhm.
one connector in to the plates, and then a regular
Right.
end of the refrigerator into the unit. And I'll take pictures and manuals and all of that, and you can have whoever you want look it over. But it was from an electrician, and his brother-in-law uses it outside. It's, portable. You can pick it up and move it around inside the house. I actually have it on a rolling infrared heater in case I need it, since I'm in Colorado and we lose electricity now and again. But for the ability to keep the refrigerator running, it was set up specifically for that. And I had asked him to calculate it all for me. So I can keep
Good.
both a lamp on and a refrigerator at the same time, or
Oh,
plug it in out the refrigerator and whatever else I might need. In a sense, I won't lose my food or my storage. Then I've also done for the microgreens, I have done, and I'll get you that, I've done it in a circular type of bin where you can stack them and rotate them for
Yes.
inside propagation with air.
Yeah.
And I really love the system. So I'll pull that kit back out and get you the information on that. So
I just had
Yeah,
a
I
great
have that one
idea.
too.
Here's what we're gonna do,
Yeah.
because you guys, I'm sorry, but I have to start the HHS meditation on time. Here's something I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do a resources, okay? And then next week, anybody who didn't share, I want to hear about the freeze drying and the dehydrator I have is the Magic Mill. And I do want to hear about freeze drying because I didn't hear about that, but I know that we were.
So we can be sensitive to that.
Is that me?
No,
Okay. No.
So anybody who wants to share, we have to push it to next week, okay? Because I have made a commitment that I will start the HHS meditation at the top of the hour. So please hold your thoughts, make notes, send me links. Like if you do the freeze drying or whatever resources. And then you know what I'll do? I'll make a little PDF guidebook. So we have all of the resources with all the links and everything all tidied up and
Great.
with a bow. Okay. So
That's
thank
great.
you,
That's great.
Ruby, and to Dr. Gloria, Kelly for helping with the moderating and everything. Thank you to all of you. Let's close in our normal way. All right. Bringing your hands to your forehead. May you think only joyful thoughts. To your lips, may you speak only kind words. And to your heart, may you show love to yourself and to all those around you. Peace, peace, peace. Namaste. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And for those of you who need to dip out, have a beautiful day. We'll see you tomorrow on the Q&A call. And for those who want to stay for the meditation, I'm going to go ahead and gear it up. So sending much love to all of you. And we'll see you next week. Don't forget to email me at tracee@qtwe.net for the resources, okay? And now we will do the HHS meditation. Okay, I've got it all geared up. Share screen.
You want me to set mine to 35?
Thank you, Kelly. And everybody else, if you could share, put yours to 20. And away we go.
Welcome to today's Miracle Moment Meditation, brought to you by QHS and Key. Before we begin, let's take a minute to understand the power of our collective connection using the QHS technologies. When we gather, we exponentially magnify the quantum twine wave effect, delivering twine waves to each device and each one of us all over the world, including all members, even those without devices, the people you intend to support, and the earth itself. The Miracle Moment meditations increase and expand the quantum twine wave effect for every live participant, and with each additional QT wave and QTW HHS connection. Every system added to the network increases the powerful, profound conscious quantum twine wave through each and every participating member. This is magnificent, coordinated, and collaborated communication with every device present in nano-fast times. As more QTW HHS and QT waves join the live Zoom calls, the effect is amplified even more. Today, we will be guiding you through a meditation. It's important to note, this meditation will last about 20 minutes. We encourage you to remain present and aware throughout the session. If you experience visions or emotions, that's normal. Allow yourself to feel and acknowledge them and stay present. The meditation has several parts, each designed to guide you toward a deeper state of relaxation and connection with your inner divine essence. The first part focuses on inducing deep relaxation, allowing you to enter a state where your mind and body are receptive to transformation. The second part involves connecting with the quantum twine waves, Christ energies, and the God spark within you. This connection facilitates a profound alignment with the universal energies of love, healing, and wholeness. In the third part of the meditation, we expand upon your wellness, allowing you to fully experience and remember your innate wholeness and vitality. In the fourth part, we enter into a moment of serene silence. This silence provides an opportunity for quiet introspection and connection. This quiet reflection allows you to focus inward, tuning in to whatever thoughts, feelings, or insights arise within you. We also encourage you to strengthen your bond with the quantum twine waves during this silence, tuning in to their gentle presence and allowing their healing energies to flow freely within you. Finally, we conclude the meditation, bringing our practice to a gentle close, ensuring you feel grounded, centered, and rejuvenated. Remember, the quantum twine wave is scanning each participant head to toe, and then sending healing quantum twine waves as needed, wherever needed, as requested. In a moment, we will ask you to mute your microphones and speak out loud how you would like the quantum twine waves to assist you. Whether it's supporting a specific part of your body or helping someone you care about, express your intention clearly. Once you've stated your intention, take your QT Wave device and place it on the part of your body where you want to focus attention and manifest change. If you don't have a device, you can place your hand wherever you would like to focus your attention. If you intend to support someone else, you can place your device or hand on the area of your own body where they need support. Remember, when you heal it in yourself, you heal it in others. Throughout this meditation, feel free to move the device or your hands to other areas as needed. If you have an HHS, please turn it to 20 now. At the end of the session, remember that the effects will continue to work, so if you feel the need to rest, take time to do so. Thank you for healing this beautiful world, starting with you. Let's begin by muting our microphones and stating our intentions out loud. Begin by allowing yourself to settle into your current position, feeling the natural comfort of your own presence. Now gently close your eyes and turn your attention inward. Notice the natural rhythm of your breath as it flows in and out. Take a full, deep breath. Feel this breath filling every part of your body, nurturing and soothing you from within. As you exhale, allow yourself to let go of tension and discomfort. Recognize that these sensations are not you. They are transient, merely passing through. With this realization, watch as they dissolve into nothingness, leaving no trace behind. You are boundless, free from these sensations and their definitions. With each breath, feel them dissipate as you become more present, more peaceful, and profoundly centered in your true essence. Now let's deepen your experience with a breathing exercise that will enrich your meditation, creating a beautiful synergy between your inner and outer worlds. Focus on the soft sound of your breath at the back of your nose, reminiscent of the gentle whispers of ocean waves. The audible sound of your breath, like the ocean waves, anchor you to the present, connecting the vastness of the outer world with the depths of your inner being, automatically establishing harmony and coherence between your body, mind, brain, heart, and all of your energetic and spiritual systems. There is nothing else to do but be in this moment, deeply relaxed, fully supported, and profoundly at peace. Now bring your attention to your body. Identify the part of your body that feels the most relaxed at this moment. It could be as small as the tip of a finger or as large as your entire back. Focus your attention on this area. Observe how this relaxation feels, how deep, how serene it is, and imagine this feeling beginning to spread. Like watercolor on wet paper, allow this sense of relaxation to expand, moving gently to neighboring areas in your body. With each breath, this soothing sensation grows, filling you up. Breathe deeply, rhythmically, and with full breaths. Imagine the relaxation spreading further and further. Notice that it's no longer just a part of you that's relaxed. Your entire being feels embraced by this calming energy. As you continue to breathe deeply, Envision waves of relaxation cascading across your body. Each wave washes over you, bringing deeper calm and more profound peace. These waves are rhythmic, aligned with your breath, sweeping through you, around you, beneath you, and even beyond you. Feel yourself being carried by these waves of relaxation, deeper and deeper into a state of complete serenity. Here, in this space, you are free to explore the depths of your inner world and to dive into the vast ocean of you. Now, let's tune in to the quantum twine waves. Take a deep, full breath, allowing yourself to fully immerse in the presence of the quantum twine waves surrounding you. Feel these waves embracing you, infusing you, and offering their gentle support. As you inhale deeply, visualize the quantum twine waves penetrating your body from the crown of your head to your toes. Sense the waves flowing through you, fostering a profound connection and resonance with your perfect wholeness. With each exhale, release any tension or resistance, allowing the quantum twine waves to permeate every aspect of your being. Notice the sensations as these waves interact with your cells, filling them with radiant light and revitalizing energy. Experience the warmth and vitality of this divine presence as it spreads throughout your entire being. Acknowledge the presence of Christ consciousness, the sacred energy that embodies unconditional love, compassion, and healing within these waves. Feel this divine energy permeating every aspect of your being, illuminating your path and guiding you toward wholeness. As you breathe in, envision your cells awakening to the healing energy of the quantum twine waves and Christ consciousness. Feel a harmonious alignment spreading throughout your body as every cell vibrates in tune with waves of wholeness and unconditional love. Continue to breathe deeply. Surrender to the process of integration. Trust the quantum twine waves and Christ consciousness. Intuitively know where they are needed, guiding you toward a state of wholeness and well-being. Witness yourself as you bask in the deep sense of peace and relaxation that accompanies this surrender to divine energy. Now shift your awareness inward to the God spark residing within you. This sacred essence serves as your eternal connection to the source of creation, reminding you of your inherent divinity and sacredness. Feel the God spark igniting within you, filling you with a profound sense of purpose and empowerment. Witness as it radiates throughout your entire being, illuminating every cell with its divine light. Feel the quantum twine waves harmonizing with your God spark and the Christ energy, amplifying their power and potency. With each breath, these divine energies mingle and merge within you, creating a symphony of love and light that resonates throughout your entire being. As you continue to breathe and visualize, surrender to the profound transformation unfolding within you. Trust in the wisdom and guidance of these divine energies, knowing they are guiding you toward a deeper connection with your sacred self. Let this integration fill you with peace, strength, and healing as we transition into our meditation. Guided by the radiant light of the Christ energy, the unwavering presence of your God spark, and the powerful embrace of the quantum twine waves. Now nestle in, relax, and enjoy your miracle moment. Welcome to your miracle moment, designed to tap into the wellspring of wellness that resides within you. This journey begins with the understanding that the path to the collective healing starts at the core of our individual being. As we nurture and restore our own wellness and wholeness, we create ripples that extend beyond ourselves. In cultivating self-love, we find that love extends outward naturally. By healing ourselves, we lay the foundation to contribute to the healing of others. Every act of self-care is a stepping stone toward a healthier humanity, where healing ourselves becomes the catalyst for healing the world around us. Let's begin this process of transformation and embrace the wholeness that is our true nature. To begin, focus your attention inwardly and scan your body gently with your mind's eye. Notice how different areas of your body feel. As you continue this gentle observation, search for a spot within you where you feel a sense of wellness, wholeness, or joy. It might be a warm feeling in your heart, a lightness in your chest, or a calm space in your mind. Should you feel that a space of wellness isn't immediately apparent within your body, allow yourself to gently expand your search. It might reveal itself in a cherished memory, a hopeful vision of the future, or within the quiet depths of your spirit or soul. Trust that your wellness exists within you, in many forms and places, waiting for your recognition. Once you have found this spot of wellness, wholeness, or joy, focus your attention on it. Observe its qualities, how it feels, the sensations that come with it, the sense of completeness it brings. Breathe into this space, and with each breath, envision the sensations of wellness intensifying and becoming more vibrant. Whether it manifests as warmth, a sense of completeness, or an inner glow, feel it as it amplifies within you. Now, with intention, begin to allow this sensation of wellness to expand, like the warmth of the sun spreading at dawn. Let it gracefully move through your body. With each breath, it grows, filling you from head to toe, reaching into every cell, every space within you. Visualize this wellness, wholeness, and joy moving beyond the physical. See it extending into your energetic systems, illuminating them with its wholesome light. It brings balance to your emotions, clarity to your thoughts, and a deep sense of peace to your spirit. As you continue to breathe, a sense of complete wellness encompasses your entire being. You are in harmony with yourself, body, mind, and soul. In this space, you understand wellness, wholeness, and joy are at the heart of your natural state, a core part of who you are. Feeling this wholeness as a steady, unwavering presence within you. It's always there, always accessible. Anytime you wish to reconnect with this feeling, simply turn your focus inward. Now let's embrace a quiet moment together for about 5 minutes. This pause and guidance invites you to personally engage with the quantum twine waves, deepening your connection and enhancing your experience to its fullest potential. When you feel ready, gently bring your awareness back to the present moment. Take a few deep breaths, and when you open your eyes, carry this sense of wellness and wholeness with you, letting it infuse every moment of your day. As we conclude this meditation, step forward with confidence, knowing that the quantum twine waves continue to flow within you. Their positive influences remain active, extending far beyond our shared time in this space. Take this step and every step hereafter with the knowledge that you are blessed.
Whoa. That was so good. For those of you who want to stay in that beautiful space, just enjoy the ride. And for those of you who'd like to share, we'd love to hear your experience. Nobody? Okay. That's all right too. I enjoyed that meditation very much. I felt like I was just floating, like out of my body. It was pretty cool. So thank you guys for coming to WoW. Thank you for coming to the HHS meditation. I so appreciate you and enjoy seeing your smiling faces every single chance I get. So make it a great day and we'll see you next time. Okay? Sending you so much love. Bye for now.